A New Hope, Nier Chapter 58. You can read all of Azazyel's fan fiction stories by subscribing to patreon.com/Azazyel. As we all made our way towards our room, we used our scrolls as a scan key and finally, we saw the room I was likely not to spend more than a year in. And the others won't stay that long here either if canon goes anywhere near the same as how. Vale is ruined, though on the other hand, I don't see Pyrrha and Jeanne running off back home just because the Kingdom of Vale had stability issues. But as I laid down my backpack carrying all my possessions and the money I got from selling off the gold I brought here and the rest of the girls began putting away their stuff, I heard Jeanne ask a pretty good question. How are we going to do showers and get changed? She asked, blushing a little as she stared at me. The other two girls with Weiss in particular pale face took on a pink hue and also looked back to me as I unpacked some of my clothes into the dresser beside my bed. Look. We are going to supposedly live with one another for almost half a decade, so the sooner you three get used to the fact that we were going to be sleeping a couple feet from one another, the easier this is going to be. I pointed to the bathroom/shower attached room as I continued. If someone needs to change, just use the bathroom, I said, simply rolling my eyes. I myself didn't give a damn if they caught me in my underwear, as it wouldn't be any more revealing if I was walking around after going swimming in a swimsuit and the way they cling to your body. Just to prove that, I quickly threw off my shirt with my back to the girls, ignoring Weiss's dropping her clothes on the ground as I changed my Yoarha-style clothes into some nice comfortable basketball shorts and left my chest bare as I collapsed into my surprisingly comfortable bed with a groan of contentment. Didn't you just say to change in the bathroom? Jeanne squeaked as she put a towel in front of her face to cover her eyes and keep her supposed purity. Jeanne, it's not a big deal. He offered it as just an option if we weren't comfortable changing around a man. Pyrrha assuaged her partner, so I looked over at her and had to blink in surprise as she was nonchalantly changing herself. With the brief peek I got before looking away and staring at the ceiling, I saw she was wearing a black pair of sporty-style underwear, which made sense with the way Huntress ran around fighting. No lady would like to fight with flopping breasts. You two can get dressed in the bathroom if you don't trust your team leader and partner to be a gentleman, Pyrrha said offhandedly as I was just meditating and attempting to deepen my connection to my guardian using the grim essence I picked up during the initiation. Is Pyrrha gaslighting them? I thought incredulously, but I just shook my head, ignoring Jeanne probably blushing and Weiss scolding Pyrrha. Even if he is a gentleman, I still believe it to be best for us all to change separately for propriety's sake. Remembering the long travels and such that Ruby and JNR did in canon, I asked Weiss a question that came up to me. Weiss, why did you come here to be a huntress? As a defender of the frontier of humanity and clearing out the encroaching grim most of the time and not just sticking around Vale's nice amenities. We will be doing a lot of camping if we can't make our way back to a settlement, and with grim possibly in every shadow, your desire for privacy could kill you. I mean, think about how when RWBY went on their mission to Mount Glen and Ruby got separated, luckily got found by the wandering White Fang in the tunnels. What if instead of falling into the railroad tunnel she fell into a cave filled with grim? She would have likely died in that case. It's personal, but I don't mind saying I wanted to make something of myself out of the shadow of my older sister and much of my family's influence. I will be spending my years in Beacon, but afterward it's likely I will need to return to Atlas to consolidate my place as heiress of my family's company. She frankly explained, and I was glad she was honest about her plan to eventually ditch us, though it was likely I would end up ditching first if I couldn't keep my Yoarha androids in my surroundings. Jeanne and Pyrrha both matched my thoughts and expressed how they understood her plans, with both of the girls saying it was likely they would want to return back to their homes for a while before throwing themselves fully into being a huntress. I wonder if I can convince Ojban to allow me to keep one or two of my androids here and just call them my weapons. I thought absently as I began to fall asleep, with the room's only light being the fragmented moonlight streaming through the window.